So if you got a full face beat, this not gonna beat the oils and stuff that's on your face. So I've left it in my shower because I was like, oh, I'll use it for my body. And then why would I do that? Feel like I had the best results when I was using that one. I was also younger. That was 2 years ago. So be your best, be your best. You can do it, be your best. Bio means beauty in Japanese. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hello. And if you're coming back, thank you. I think this is gonna be my first video of like empties. I usually don't think of keeping empties. It's funny because I'm like, I don't have room to keep empties, and then I keep them anyway because I'm like, maybe someday I'll talk about them. Anyway, here we are, gonna talk about that. But before that, let me introduce myself. So my name is Laura. I've been living in Japan for 11 years, and last year I passed the Japanese cosmetic licensing test. Basically what that means is I studied this in Japanese, and my hope is to use that information to help you be your best. So before we get into the video, the last thing is I do have YesStyle codes. So if you don't have any other YesStyle creators code who you would like to use when making your purchase, then feel free to use BeauTea9. The link is in the description box down below. You can get a little bit of savings and I can get a little bit of kickback. And with that, let's get into today's video. So I'm legit just gonna go down through the different stages of like skincare, starting with cleansers. And so the recent cleansers that I finished that I really like, and then this one I haven't completely fully finished. This is the CUREL, the gel make remover, and I really like this. I've talked about this in my CUREL Deep Dive video over here, and that's honestly why I bought it, because I was like, well, I'm doing the deep dive, so might as well just like try it myself. And I actually really enjoy it. But like I mentioned in the video, I was like, I don't think that's gonna be able to get off mascara. Heavy duty mascara is definitely not gonna do it, and it really does not. And even just like the makeup around my eyes, like when I try to take it off with this, no bueno. You need a separate makeup remover. But aside from that, like I mentioned, it is a gel cleanser, so it is a slightly more gentle formula. I usually don't go in with like a full face of makeup, but the times that I think I have tried it, when I use this and then I was like, I don't feel like this is enough, I just went in with a second cleanse and like with a foam cleanse after, and I thought that was fine. And this was only 10 bucks. At least if you get it in Japan, it was like 1,000 yen. That was excellent. I would 10 out of 10 purchases again, so that was great. And then this is the Fankeru, the softening milk wash, and it's just another milk cleanser. And here I have dry and dehydrated skin, so that means I have very little oil and I also have very little moisture. I don't know what happened, my face is not juicy. I'm trying my best. What you see right now, if you see any shine on my face, this is artificial. This was put in after the fact. This is not natural juice that I got going on my face. Because my skin is very dry, I tend to like using milk cleansers because they don't have as many surfactants as, for example, like balms and stuff, so it'll generally speaking be more gentle on the face. And so yeah, I usually like going in with milk cleansers. And then this Fankeru, they came out with this and said it was this asa sengan, or like a morning face wash, but I didn't use it in the morning. I use it mostly in the evening, and I think sometimes, I want to say like once or twice I use it in the morning, but for the most time, again, I use it in the evenings. Similar to this guy, the CUREL right here, it's not super powerful. So if you got a full face beat, this not gonna beat the oils and stuff that's on your face. You're gonna have to go in at least with a second cleanser after, or maybe go in with a stronger cleanser for that day. That's fine. Like, it's not like I do it every day. What I will say though is that from my experience, this one was more mild even than the CUREL one. So this one, I felt like it cleansed my face, but I didn't feel like I was overly stripped after. But then with this one, sometimes it would feel like a little bit like, I needed a little bit more. But overall, and especially for the winter, like I was like 10 out of 10, I would buy this again. And then this is not something, I had one video that I did that was hits and fits of rage, and I think in that I talked about the Befesta cleanser. I did not like that cleanser, and let me tell you right now, I don't like the Senka Perfect Whip. Again, I have very dry skin. I just tried, this is the cauldron version, so it should technically be a little bit less stripping. It was not. I felt it was very intense, so I've left it in my shower because I was like, oh, I'll use it for my body. And then why would I do that? Why would I torture myself like that? I haven't done that. So here it is. This is, I don't like it, but there are people who it seems to work for, supposedly, allegedly. So yeah, like, but I don't know. Let me know. Have you ever tried any of the Senka Perfect Whip series? They do have one though that seems really interesting that I would want to try. This gray one that has salicylic acid, and so salicylic acid helps with like oil control and pores and stuff like that. I do have, they call it in Japanese ichigo bana, and then ichigo is strawberry, bana or like hana is strawberry. So yeah, I do have like, my nose does get very, what is called, oily, because, and let me tell you why. I'm pretty sure that it's because one of my family friends, when she was a teenager and I was like younger, she would squeeze her nose like this in front of the mirror to get like the blackhead stuff out, and I would do that for years, and I feel like that physical torture to my nose just caused my pores to be bigger, and now there's nothing that I can do. So I really should use like some kind of product with BHA, salicylic acid, to get rid of that, but I never do. But that Senka Perfect Whip, I would want to try it at the very least just here to try and see if that would help. And if I do, hopefully I will let you know, and it won't be in like a bajillion years from now. Okay, so next let's move on to the toners. Okay, so the first toner that I'm almost finished using, I still have a little bit more. This is the Atopia, and the reason why I chose this is because it has heparin-no-ijibutsu, which, as I mentioned in this video here, talking about like winter skincare, heparin-no-ijibutsu helps to moisturize the skin by helping increase the, what is it called, the skin flow. So blood flow, not the skin flow. So yeah, if you help increase the blood flow, then the nutrients that are in the blood, they can more easily travel to the skin because like the blood is flowing there. So yeah, I like it. The delivery method, hold up, I'm gonna squirt a little bit here. It is a foam cleanser, as you can see, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure why it's a foam cleanser. I'm not 100% sold on like those foam type, not cleanser, it's not a cleanser, it's a foam type toner. I'm not exactly sure that it needs to be in that kind of texture, but I mean it's just fine, and I do feel like it does a good job of delivering the heparin-no-ijibutsu to my face, so I guess it's doing perfectly just fine, and I'm just being picky for whatever reason. That's fine. I've been using that for more than a month for sure, and I really like that one. Would I purchase it again? I think it's a decent product, but I'm just still like not fully sold on the bubble, so that's where I'm kind of like having trouble. But yeah, so there's that. And then another toner that I use is this, the Cezanne, the Deep Moisture Skin Conditioner. And it has another ceramide cousin. So we got a bunch going on over here. Like, this is power packed, but it's interesting because I actually did not purchase this. I got this from my boss. Hey boss, I don't think she's watching, but if you ever are, hey. I've been using this for, I think maybe it's been a month. For sure it's been like at least 2 weeks, but maybe a month. But it was funny because we actually, so if you may or may not know, but I do beauty tours, and I told the world that I was gonna put them on pause. I think I announced in some video, I was like, oh, I'm thinking of coming back, but I'm like, I have a lot going on. But then when I sit and think about it, I'm like, if you think about it, I'm never gonna get any less busy than I am right now this second. So I'm like on the edge of glory. No, I'm on the edge of being like, yeah, I'm just gonna open up the tours, but I do have a limited amount of spots because my time isn't very limited. I do have like a whole full-time job that I do, and I try to do this and a bunch of other stuff. So hopefully the next video I'll be able to update on that. But yeah, so I took her and her friend on a tour, and I curated a list of products for them to buy. One of the products that I recommended for her was this, to help with moisturizing the skin. And she told me that the other products that she used, she liked, and that they worked just fine with her skin, but for some reason this just did not. And so she was like, do you want it? Because I feel bad throwing it away. I was like, go ahead. And I've been using it, and it works perfectly fine for my skin. So it's really interesting. Just like, yeah, people are really like, it's just that same thing where we're all skin individuals. What works for me might not work for me. But also I have alligator skin just a little bit, like, you know, King K rule. That's kind of what I'm working with. Yeah, but it's worked for me really well, and I really like this, and it's super cheap. It's like 700 yen. So if I wanted to purchase again, I totally can. We are totally on a speed run today. Oh my gosh, but I still have so many products to go through. That's fine. Okay, so next up we have serums. So out with the old. Oh, actually this is from a while ago, and this is the Matrix Serum PE. And the reason why I got this is because I believe that it's supposed to have the Matrixiru. It's called the Kiso Matrix Serum. So I believe that that's derived from the fact, I think it's supposed to have the full matrixyl complex. And if you've ever heard the phrase Botox in a bottle, like that's where it comes from. It has, I know one of the peptides is acetylhexapeptide 8 or acetyl hexapeptide 8, and I believe that the other ones should be, it says it has pentapeptido 18, harumitoyl toripeptido 1. So I think those might be the three peptide complex. And the idea with Botox, all right, look, Botox in a bottle obviously is a stretch. Like, you ain't gonna get Botox level results, clinic level results from a bottle. That's number one. But the idea is it's supposed to work in a similar fashion. Basically what Botox does is that, so you see how when I do like this, I get the wrinkles on my forehead. You see those lines that show up? So essentially, Botox is like, it tells the muscles there like, hey, don't do that. How about we don't do that? And then the muscles, they just don't move. So I could do like this, but then I wouldn't have the wrinkles. But I don't have Botox, so obviously I get the wrinkles. But so it's supposed to be like, have that effect to a degree. It's a serum that you put on your face. It's not something you inject in your skin, so it's not gonna obviously have the same effect. But essentially that's why I purchased it, because it has those ingredients that are supposed to act in a similar fashion, even if very diluted. But I personally did not like this one. This is by this brand Kiso. Some people have asked me to talk about this brand. I've only mentioned it in, I think, like this one other video. But yeah, for this product that I tried from Kiso, I didn't like it. And my theory, and this is just my theory, because I have actually tried 2 other products that have that kind of, either it was the matrixyl complex or the acetyl hexapeptide 8, which is supposed to help with that kind of like keeping the wrinkles from forming too much. And 2 of them, they both were K-beauty serums. One of them is the Migu HADA, and then the second one is the Coste Baja one. And I liked the Migu HADA one better, and the Coste Baja one was, in the 3 that I've tried that essentially I'm looking for the same function, the one that I liked the most was Migu HADA, and then after that Coste Baja, and then after this one I didn't even like this one, to be honest. And this is my theory. I could be wrong, but my theory would be that the viscosity, well, the formulation obviously, but I think that the fact that this wasn't a very viscous formula, I think that affected it. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but that's just my theory, because of the 3, Migu HADA is the most viscous one. And I feel like I had the best results when I was using that one. I was also younger. That was 2 years ago. So give or take, you know. I can't say obviously conclusively, this is very anecdotal evidence, but just from my anecdotal experience,ly speaking, I would say that I think that the formula, the viscosity, might have helped the Migu HADA and the Coste Baja, because the Coste Baja was the second in thinness, and this was basically just kind of like water. So I would be willing to, I really want to try the Kiso azelaic acid, because I have been having more redness on my face. But yeah, that's kind of where we are at with this one. I did not like that one. I've not purchased it again. And then I got the Merano CC, the premium, because it's the vitamin C. It's, if you're gonna get a vitamin C, right, that's like under 20 bucks, it's gonna be this one, right? And I had tried it before, but that was before I was like super into skincare, so I was like, let me try it again. And what I would say with regards to this one is that I didn't really notice a difference, but it reminded me of this video from, I forget what's her name, because there's 2 of them, so I'm super sorry, but there's 2 of them from Chemist Confessions, and it's a video that I saw years ago now. And she had mentioned that she didn't see, she's been using vitamin C for a while and she hasn't noticed a difference in her skin, but she said that that's kind of like the nature of how it works with vitamin C. You're not going to have a dramatic like boom, you wake up, you look like the Teletubby sun. That's not how it works. It's that it kind of keeps things as they are. So while I only use this for 2, maybe 3 months at most, I would say that we were able to do Genjo Iji, or like keeping things as they were. So for that fact, I would say I enjoyed it. I would buy it again. I would not buy it again soon because I want to try other products, but I would not knock this. Like, I would try it again. It worked just well for me. And then the vitamin C serum that I got to replace the Merano CC is this one, the Free Lab Vitamin C by Matsukiyo. So this is a Matsumoto Kiyoshi original product. I don't know if you can get this online, but if you go to any Matsumoto Kiyoshi store or Kokokara Fine, I believe that they should. Will they have it in Kokokara Fine? Oh, will you be able to Kokokara find it? I'm not sure, but for sure at Matsumoto Kiyoshi they should have it. This one, I think I got this one in Shibuya. Yes, I got this one. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Anyway, so the active ingredient here though is not unlike the Melano CC, which that one has ascorbic acid, and I think it also has like at least 3 or 4 other, I think it has 3 other vitamin C derivatives. It only has 1 vitamin C derivatives, but I believe that they call that the Shinto-gata vitamin C, which is like the penetrating type vitamin C. And it's very stabilized as opposed to ascorbic acid, which is very finicky and it can tend to like go rancid and acid or whatever. Moments when you just forget what is it you're talking about. But yeah, so this is the one that I got, and it is, oh wow, I have not previewed any of the textures basically. Also, I don't know how the mic is working because this shirt is very loud, so I decided to put it on my hand, but I'm sorry if the noise will go in and out. We're going in and out. Anyway, so this is there. It is an oily formula compared to what the Mineral CC is also an oily formula. Hi, editing Laura here. So I funnily enough came across a Twitter post that said that the Melano CC is actually not an oily formula, and they have on the official Roto site, they took a screenshot of that and they put it up here, and basically the only products that have oil in the formula are these 4 that are on the screen, but the other ones don't have oil in the formula. But whatever ingredient it is that they're using, it gives that kind of like sticky, oily a little bit feeling. So yeah, just wanted to let you know. Okay, bye. And let's see if we can get here. It's not, I don't feel it to be like super oily, but I definitely feel the oily boily within my fingies. Actually, let's do Melano CC too while I'm here. Yeah, it's very similar in texture. You see, it looks like I just like put my hand on a grease pot or something. Next, we're gonna move on to retinols. And I have 2 empties here from begotten, and these are both TRETINOIN. And TRETINOIN, generally speaking, in Japan, you can only really get it either going, as with most places, by prescription or the black market. Not that this is not the black market. Please don't sue me because I called it the black market. There's this website that I use, it's called Osaka-do, and then there I was able to get this. And the thing about this is that it's not, because you're importing it, then if something happens, like, you have nowhere to complain to, because like, as opposed to like, for example, like this, the Senka, it's managed and it's made within Japan and it's managed and sold within Japan. Therefore, for example, for whatever reason, God forbid, burns my face off, then I could be like, Shiseido! I could call the Shiseido call center or something and be like, hey, I had an issue, like this thing happened, and then they can look into it, and whatever legal measures it is that need to be taken, they could be taken. But with this, because it's a kojin yunyu or a personal, like an individual import, then I'm not able to do that. So whenever you do this kind of stuff, you really have to like understand that you are taking a risk a bit. It says that it's manufactured in Jbeauty International, San Diego, but the information that I've seen is mostly in Japanese. So maybe it's like an OEM kind of situation where they have a company some Japanese company that they work with. Also, the name is begotten, which, if I haven't seen the kanji for it, but my assumption would be bihaku, or like essentially the character's beautiful, white, and then garden. So take from that what you will. But yeah, TRETINOIN, essentially it helps with a bunch of issues. It helps with anti-aging, it helps with skin turnover, which helps with brightening the skin, even out the skin tone, hyperpigmentation, things like that. Like, it's honestly amazing. Retinol is ridiculous. TRETINOIN is ridiculous. I had tried the 0.025, and then I had also tried the 0.05. Both of them, I ordered them off of Osaka-do. And then this one, I remember I had mentioned in this Kikumasamune video, I was like, my skin feels kind of weird when I'm using this. So I don't know if it's the Kikumasamune, but I finished using this. And then I went on to use the next retinol that I'm going to introduce. And this one, the Sana Wrinkle Turn. And then I kept using the Kikumasamune and then the other products that I was using. So I think it might have been that my skin was getting a little bit irritated because of this. That would be my assumption based on the things that I was using at that time. But yeah, so the next retinol that I used is this, the Sana Wrinkle Turn. And then unlike this, which is TRETINOIN, and basically this is the most powerful version of retinol, I think of it as like, how can I explain it? Like, think of it like Pokemon. Let's say that this is the Pikachu. And then we have the evolved form, which is Raichu. And I heard there's like mega evolutions recently. I don't know. I haven't, like, the last game I think I played was like Silver, which is the best game, objectively. Go ahead, fight. If you want to find me in the comments, go ahead, find me in the comments. But Silver is the best Pokemon game, okay? Yeah, so this would just be the evolved, more powerful form. Again, the mega evolution, this would probably be it. TRETINOIN, whatever the most highest form would be, it would be this one. But let's take it back to Pikachu. And so Pikachu's effective, Pikachu's powerful, Pikachu's cute. I mean, Pikachu's alright. Okay, Pikachu's alright. And this was perfectly fine. What was interesting though was that I had been using the 0.05 treatment for a while, because this is a little tube, so you're like, wow, you must go through that really quickly. No, because they say to use like a pea-sized amount. So what I do is usually, like, I would put, let me show you. I would usually put like 6 drops like this. I'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whatever retinol is that I use, I always do 6 drops like this. And then I use the 6 drops. I'm not going to put that on my face right now because I think I would destroy my face. But, so for example, I would put like 1 dot here and I would spread it out here, and then 1 dot here and I would spread out here, 1 dot here, spread out here, here. Sometimes I would put on my nose. And generally speaking, people say that when you're using tretinoin or even retinols, if your skin is very sensitive, keep it away from areas like this. Keep it away from like your upper lip area because that can get burned. And I've been using tretinoin long enough that the retinol that I use now, which I will show you in just a little bit, and even the other retinols that I would use, I would put them directly here. And I wouldn't put them necessarily here, but I haven't had any issues. The thing is, with retinol, like you don't necessarily, oh my gosh, I have so much tretinoin on the back of my hand. Let me just apply a little bit there, and then I'll figure out, oh gosh, what are we gonna do? Oh my gosh, okay. It's fine, we're figuring out a solution. I have 21 minutes of filming left, so we gotta run through this. Anyway, the thing with tretinoin or with realistically any retinols is that it like tends to travel. So there's this lady who, I don't know her name, but I will put her video up here, but she essentially explains when you're using retinols, or especially with tretinoin, the areas where to put it and where not to put it. Just as a word of warning, I have heard people say that tretinoin or even retinols can dry out the skin if you get, or dry out the eyes. So if you have dry eyes, it could exacerbate it. I haven't, my eyes are pretty dry because I look at a computer screen 95% of my day. I would say that's my fault, not retinol's fault. I could be wrong, but I usually don't put it super close to that area. Just, yeah, it's a word of warning. So with that, let's move on to the next retinol that I'm using, which is the Tuvair retinol. And the reason why I was really excited to use this, wait, I never finished telling you about this. So yeah, this guy, Pikachu, he's all right. Oh gosh, I got distracted because what I was mentioning is that when I was using this, even though I had been using tretinoin and it's more powerful, when I started using this, I started having a little bit of almost like the retinol uglies is what they call, which essentially like there's different things that they call the retinol ugly because of the accelerated turnover. Then all of like these hidden pimps and stuff that was in your face, they'll come out and suddenly you're like, whoa, what's this breakout going on? But you just, there's a balance. There's kind of a balance game. So it's like try to go through it, but if it lasts for too long, definitely go see a dermatologist if that is within your capacity. If not, then maybe roll it back, use the less amount of times with less frequency, and or just stop for a period of time or indefinitely, because definitely retinol is not for everybody. So with this one, I thought it was really interesting that I was using a more powerful retinol, and then I started using this one, and then I had kind of like a little bit of that situation going on over here, and I was like, okay, this is very interesting. So that's what happened with this one. But other than that, this one was fine. I would definitely say for me the koka is very odayaka, or very like mellow. So I would say for me, if I were beginning, I would not purchase this again, but I would say that's because I've already used more powerful retinols, and right now I just want to try different retinols. I think that the fact that I had the retinol uglies showed that it worked, and I'm not gonna lie, you probably shouldn't do this. Someone asked me what the PAO, which is the period after opening or something, is for these Japanese products, because most of them are not written. So essentially, the Japanese products usually don't have that written. One of the few product brands that I know that does that is Fankeru, and it's like from opening 6 months, because they don't put preservatives and stuff like that. But if you don't have these preservative system in a product that is very robust, then your face is gonna go bust from the mold or whatever it is that could potentially grow in there. But other than that, if it doesn't have anything on the package, generally speaking, it's 3 years with not opening, and then 1 year from the period that you opened it. So it would be best if you had like a Sharpie or something, you could write the date. But yeah, so, or you can, keep track of it on an Excel sheet or something like that, and just see. And I've seen that there are some apps that do that, but I have never continued to use them for an extended period of time, so I wouldn't be able to recommend it to you. But yeah, so I do think that this worked, but as for me and my skin, we will worship the Lord, but also we will not use this retinol again, just because I've moved on. I've graduated, is what I would say. But yeah, the Tuvair retinol, the reason why I'm really excited about this one is because, so you remember earlier when I mentioned that matrixyl, the peptide soup complex, this also has inside, along with the retinol, it also has that peptide complex. And so I was like, okay, more bang for my buck, which this one is more expensive. The Sana, I think, was like less than, I think it was, oh no, I gotta call my mom. It has the matrixyl, it's a specific formulation with these 3 peptides, I believe, and that is also in here. So I started using it, I think it's been like maybe a month, it's been a couple of weeks. I don't know if it's been a month, but I'm really excited to see how this works. Usually the retinols that I use, I'll use them, like this bottle will probably last me maybe half a year or so with the little 6-dot method that I use. And this one, the texture is a little bit more, I hope my hand doesn't, the back of my hand don't get irritated, be like, why are you putting Tretinol and all this retinol and all these things in the back of my hand? But the texture for this one is very like nice. The only thing is it does, for some reason, it takes a little bit of force to push it out. So the first one, when I pushed out, I was like, oh no, I pushed out too much. But I mean, you know, I'm complaining about ants, I guess. But you see, it's a very nice light, and it spreads very smoothly and very easily. So when I finish using that, yeah, I'll hopefully give an update relatively soon after I finish using it versus waiting like half a year to tell you about something that I used a really long time ago. Anyway, let's move over to the Nueki, or the Emulsions. And so the first emulsion up is this one, the Keasera, which I had mentioned also in this video for winter skincare. And this one has 8 different types of ceramides. It says Hakko ceramido plus, which I think Hakko ceramido, Hakko is fermentation. So it has, I forget if it's 1 or 2 fermented ceramides, but it's like a complex that they made. So it's a total of 8 different ceramides though. And this one also has peptides. Whether it's 1 peptide or multiple peptides, let me tell you. Oligopeptido 24. So I think it's only 1 peptide. And we have dipotassium glycerizinate, which helps with inflammation. And it also has a nanoka waserin, or Vaseline that has been made very, very small. And for me personally, again, I got dry, I got dehydrated skin, I could slather Vaseline all over my face, and I've never had issues with milia, and I don't really get like pimples from it. So for me, it worked out really, really well, and it definitely helped get me through the through the winter. So I would purchase this again if I wasn't trying to, you know, try different products. But yeah, this one I really enjoyed. And let's see if I can heal the back of my hand from all the retinoids. You see, so it's like a really watery, not watery, but it's a little bit almost watery, milky texture. Very, very nice, goes on very smooth. And I think that they recommend you use 2 pumps, but I'm cheap, so I used 1 pump on my whole face, and it lasted me a while. It lasted me like 3 or 4 months. Like that 1 pump, look, I didn't even finish doing that 1 pump, and it got all over my hands, and I have room for my fingers, and I have room for my neck. So I'm just saying, you could do 2 pumps, or you could do 1 pump. That's all I'm saying. And then next we have this one, the HADA LABO Shirojun. And this one is essentially a skin brightening, or to help with hyperpigmentation. And it helps to do that using tranexamic acid. And so from my understanding is that tranexamic acid, it's not like, I think from what I remember from my studies, it's that one, if not the only one that they have right now that they use in Japanese cosmetics that helps to kangen, or to like return the melanin. So the melanin that's already in your face that's like, get out of here, is vitamin C. But then generally speaking, most of the other ones they interrupt different pathways of like the melanin production. So think about it like there's like a factory in your face, and essentially what the melanin does is that when the UV rays, they hit our skin, then our skin is like, bro, pump out that melanin. And the way that Kazanosuke describes it in his book is that essentially the melanin is like a little umbrella, because the more the melanin that we have, the more protected essentially that we are from the sun. And the reason why our body wants to do this is because being exposed to UV rays could help to damage our cells, and it can lead to things like skin cancer. And our body's like, no, we ain't trying to do that. Like Jesus was like, no, we figure a system out for this. And I was like, okay, good job. So it's like, it's got its own protection system, but also we don't have an ozone layer, like, or we have like a hole in the ozone layer, and it's been there for a while. So I don't think that, you know, like we need a little bit of help with that department. And if I remember correctly, it's basically like when the sun rays, they hit the skin, and then the skin is like, oh my gosh, produce the melanin. And there's this enzyme that is produced, tyrosinaze, and tyrosinaze is a catalyst that acts on, there's these other chemicals and stuff that are in our skin. There's like 3 of them, and I can't remember, I don't know, whatever, this guy dopa something. And then it goes through like different phases until it ends up as melanin, which is the pigment on our skin. And so tranexamic acid, he comes in and he's like, you know, the melanocyte cell is freaking out, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make all of these melanites. Essentially, if what I understood correctly is that the tranexamic acid is supposed to stop the signals. Okay, it's like someone intercepting a phone call. So it's an interceder is my understanding. And so that's how it helps with hyperpigmentation. So I was using this. This is very nice. It was like, again, also less than 10 bucks. And I don't even have, that's how much I legitimately finished using it completely. All I have are these dried crusty crystals, which, by the way, I saw it says on the bottle, it's like, oh, if they're like, the skin brightening ingredients will crystallize on the cap, so clean it before you use it. I'm not gonna lie, I did not. And I was like, ooh, why does it get crusty? That's on me. They told me. I did not read that until like the other day, and I was like, oh, well, okay, that would explain a lot. But yeah, it is a very like because it's a new emulsion, it is a very viscous formula, but it is less runny than this one. It's definitely a little bit more viscous, and I liked the fact that I was able to essentially count how many drops came out. I'm a little bit type A when it comes to a lot of things, and one of the things would be when in the morning I would use 4 drops, and then in the evening I would use 8 drops. But because of that, I was able to use it for a really long time. And then the one that I'm currently using right now is also HADA LABO, and it's the Gokujun, the premium. And this is the one that I think it was renewed 2 years ago, where as before they used to have 7 types of hyaluronic acid, now they have 8 types of hyaluronic acid. They have that both in the Kishosui or the toners, and they also have that in the emulsion, which is this. And this is a more viscous texture because it is an emulsion. Oh, the back of my hand is so tired. It's like, please leave me alone. Never. So it's just 1 drop, but as you can see, it just kind of like whoop, melts into the skin. I feel like it would definitely melt into the skin more if I didn't have all these layers of all these other things, but here we are. So yeah, I think the hyaluronic acid has really been helping. So yeah, I've been surprised at how well I feel like it does with moisturizing my skin. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little bit of a snob and be like, hyaluronic acid, I don't need you. But I was like, you know what, let me try it. Why not? I feel like once you start getting into like super expensive products and stuff, it's kind of hard to go back. So while I'm still poor, because I'm still very much poor and broke. No, poor is a way of life, but poor is a state of mind, broke is a state of being, I think is what they said. Well, I was broke, I'll tell you right now. The state of being broke. Like a buck ain't got nothing on me, okay? You know what I'm saying. So yeah, I've actually really been enjoying it. I haven't had this for that long. I think I've had this for less than a month though, but I really do enjoy layering it on. And I did notice, and this is a little bit, could be a little bit much, but I do have a skin analyzer, and I understand this is not an accurate measure of the way that my skin is going. I understand it has its very many faults and many flaws and all of like that, but I do like to, you know, just check and see how my skin is doing. And so what I would say is that I definitely notice a difference in the moisture levels in my skin when I use this along with my cream versus when days that, like, for example, like yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh my gosh, it's super late. I did this to myself again. And then I just washed my face really quickly, and then I went in with the cream that I usually use, and I didn't put any other layers. But when I woke up this morning, and I could see that my face definitely felt like drier. So for me personally, having dry and dehydrated skin, this has also come in clutch, and it's again less than 10 bucks. So go you, don't say, oh my gosh. Let's see, I have a couple more products that I need to get to, but I don't have a lot of time because we only got 8 minutes left on this SD card. So let's see if I can do a speed review. So first up is a product that I did not like, and this is the Numairudo. And then the reason why I got this is because, and I think I'd been using it earlier last year, towards the end of the year. I want to say, I'm going to put up here my Instagram stuff when I was actually doing it, but I didn't like this because of the texture specifically. What it has in here is a heparin Jbeauty, which is again that thing that to help increase the blood flow, which helps increase the moisturizing in your skin. But what I didn't like about this was the texture, and it was very like, I feel like you can see it. It's a little bit kind of pasty. It's almost like a weird balm, but it's not a full balm. But essentially when I would put it on my skin and then I would wash it off in the morning, it felt like I was washing off the cream completely and like it didn't go into my skin. The only other cream that I remember experiencing that with was the Anua, whatever percentage it was, cream. When it first came out, when Anua first started getting popular like 2 or 3 years ago, I had bought a set from Q10 and that cream was on there, and that was one of the creams that I'm like, I hated with all my heart. God bless you. That's all I could say. So yeah, that cream, I didn't like it because of the texture, but I feel like, nah, I really didn't like it because of the texture. The next cream is the HADA LABO, the no Gokujun. And then this one was the one in that same Kikumasamune video that I was like, I don't know if this is what's irritating me, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have active ingredients, but I'm pretty sure that the ingredient that they were using for the anti-aging, this says aging care. Usually in Japan, when you see aging care, it can be one of two things. It's retinol or it's niacinamide. Those are like the two things. And I believe that it was niacinamide in this, so I was like, oh, I don't know. But after having gotten off of this and then kept using the Kikumasamune and then the other products that I was using, I was like, I think it was this guy. So I feel kind of bad for this guy because I feel like I thought he was irritating me, but I don't think it's his fault. But here we are. I would have to try it again, but I don't really want to. So that's kind of like the current state of affairs. So yeah, this was okay. And then the texture for this is not bad. It's very smooth. I feel like it does have fragrance, but I have a very poor sense of smell. I am not gonna make this under 8 minutes. And then it's so hard to feel anything on my dang hand because it's so juicy with everything else. But essentially, I would want to try it again, but I just don't want to, like, I usually try, and when I try a product, I try and use it until I finish it, and I don't want to buy it again. So that's where I'm at. Regardless of whether it was actually effective or not, I just don't want to try it again. So that's where we are. I'm sorry. And then next we have the Aqua label, which I have also mentioned in, I think, this video over here. And then this one, this one was also for skin brightening, and what it has is the Yon 4MSK. Honestly, I don't remember how that system works. I would have to review my own video over here, but that essentially helps with hyperpigmentation. And I feel like the cream, I wanted to like this cream more, but the texture, I was missing a little bit with the texture. I have, again, very dry skin, and it is a gel though. It does say it's a gel cream, but it's mostly a gel for me. Well, no, it is a little bit of a cream. It's not like, no, it's very jelly. I would say it's closer to gel than it is a cream. Let's go use this part here. But you see how it goes on? It's just very like light. And for me, someone who has more dry skin, I would have wanted something a little bit more kotteri, a little bit more rich. So I think that's my one bit with this. But just like, I feel like it was similar to the vitamin C in the sense that I didn't necessarily feel like I had like an intense improvement, but I feel like it did a good job of keeping where it was at. But I was very upset at the texture because I want something a little bit more moisturizing. Would I purchase this again? I would purchase either the toner or probably the toner of the two. I think not the emulsion, because I would want more moisturizing in my emulsion, and I don't trust them anymore because they did just okay with the cream. So I would try that to help, you know, with the hyperpigmentation fighting. But yeah, the moisturizing factor was not there for me. Oh my gosh, I have 1 minute and 55 seconds. What I would say did have the moisturizing factor for me was this, the Hoshitsu Cream by Matsuyama. And then this brand is a little bit finicky, and the only reason why I say that is because it's a little bit hard to come by. I think that certain companies have certain contracts with certain, like, of these companies. Like this, I've never seen this in Matsumoto Kiyoshi, but I have seen this in Sudrug. And I feel, I want to say Tumult, but I could be wrong. But yeah, so it's a little bit harder to come by. But this one, I got it because there was this lady on Twitter, and she was like, oh my gosh, this helped my skin. And it is definitely, I feel like it doesn't look as, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if the audio is everywhere. I feel like it looks similar to how the Shiseido cream been on, but it definitely felt more rich, and I felt like it seeped into my skin. And I think it also even has like 5 different types of ceramides. It's got squalene. Does it have a jojoba oil? I'm gonna put it on here somewhere. But yeah, I really actually liked it, and I think it really did help me in the summer, no, in the winter. It helped me get through the winter. And then the last of the creams that I have, those are all the old creams that I've been using. Right now I'm using this, the Women's Method Moisture. This is by Matsumoto Kiyoshi. I believe you might be able to get this at Kokokara Fine. But the one thing that I would say about this, I'm still currently trying this, so I can't give you a definitive, but the one thing I would say is the fragrance is very strong. Other than that, I'm okay enjoying it, and the active is, like, the main ingredient in this is niacinamide. So that's it. I'm out of time now. So I saw that I had 20 seconds, so I just wanted to come here and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this kind of content, remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. As always, hope you have a great day. Remember, God bless me, your best.